But it's true. We try to do our schedule so that there's enough downtime because just like everybody else, when you are bombarded with a bunch of closeness and never get a chance to step away and have a moment to yourself, you need that kind of time. And whether it's to spread out and everybody kind of, does their own thing for a while or, get some space, that's what we need because being able to reset yourself is so important. Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm still sitting here with Abby, Bella, and Crissy. And guys, it is so pretty out today. Did you see how gorgeous it is outside today?
Yes, it is so different from Wisconsin being here in Boise. First of all, we got a lot of snow than we expected in here than Wisconsin. But I think it's just beautiful. Like in Wisconsin, we had a view of the lake and the lake would freeze. But here, we got snowy mountains. They are so beautiful. And we actually did something recently where we went snow tubing. I also heard that we did it on the podcast of our whole scenario there.
Yeah.
But it was really fun in the end. We've never had to pay to go play in snow, but it was a really fun experience.
Yeah, it's so beautiful out here today. It's like, I don't know, it snowed throughout the evening, and this morning we woke up, but it's fluffy snow. It's so neat. Like where we came from in Wisconsin, it would be thick snow that would turn icy pretty quick. Like,
right, icy and dirty.
Yes, and it would last for a very long. It'd be negative degrees. It'd be like your face would just feel like it was frozen.
Right, you'd always have dragon breath, always see your breath.
It's so true. But here, you guys went outside and played for what, like an hour or so? When I say play, I mean you shoveled the driveways and the stepways.
Yeah. There was a lot of snow, but it's also not windy here. So it's really nice. It's different.
And so anyways, I think it's super neat that here we take the time to appreciate the uniqueness of the beauty here. What do you love about this season right now, Belle?
I think one of the big things about the snow here is that it's actually really pretty. Whereas in Wisconsin, we were kind of like, yeah, we don't really want snow. Like it gets all icy and then, there'd probably be an average of like 5 people falling that year and that kind of stuff. We've had
in our family alone.
Right. In our family. Yeah. Yeah. Which wasn't fun. So we would always have to walk we couldn't walk on our sidewalk because it'd be all icy and we'd just slip right down it. And so then we'd have to walk in the snow really carefully. But here you don't have to do that. It's actually really fun here with the snow.
But on the flip side, I'm pretty excited because in less than 3 days, we're heading to Florida.
Yes,
It's
I'm so excited
neat for us to take a break sometimes. For the last however many years, Greg and I have really enjoyed being able to, have some winter, but not be so stuck in the winter that we don't get a little vitamin C on our face. And so we leave for Florida, and we were laughing this week because everybody in our family prepares a little differently to go on a trip. And with as many people as we have in our family, Bella's been packed for Florida for at least 2 weeks now.
She's wanted to pack for 2 weeks, but Mom was like, guys, you can't pack this early. Otherwise, we're going to pack stuff, then repack it, and then not remember what we packed, and then repack it again. We got to wait till at least the week of.
Yeah, so Bella's already packed, ready to jump on the plane, has her flip-flops in her carry-on.
Yes, I am so excited. It's one of those interesting things about me. I actually really like packing, whereas some of the members of my family does not, but that's okay. And I usually pack 1 to 2 weeks before our trip. I think I just really like building the anticipation and just knowing in a couple days I'll be down in Florida and it'll be warm and I'll be wearing sandals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we're super excited. So Bella's already started packing. Then about 2 days after she started packing, she somehow recruited her siblings to start packing. So now the whole bedroom that you guys have is like a packing place.
That the reason why I got everyone else to pack was because we're sharing bags because we don't want to take a million bags. So I kind of needed a partner. So I recruited my sister Abby to help me pack.
Really, you wanted your sisters to pack so they could take up as little a space in the bag
I
as
know.
possible, and you could have the rest. I know your trick, Bella.
No. Literally, just before we got on this podcast, I'm like, Bella, you took up 2/3 of this whole suitcase. I only get 1/3. We need to share here.
But I only took I took up 2/3 of the bottom layer. Like, she could have stacked stuff on top, but she didn't like that idea.
So then the next type of person packing here is Crissy, what's your style?
Well, so it depends. It's hit or miss with me. Sometimes I like packing, sometimes I don't. So this time I'm kind of enjoying packing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get all this stuff out of my way. I won't have as many clothes in my closet. It'll be just great. I kind of have stuff to do this week, so get this done. And then Ellie is like begging me, like, can we please pack together? Because she's only a couple of years younger than I am, but she wants to be a big girl. So she's so sweet. And I'm like, sure, let's pack together. So we started ours. We have like no conflict. We're like so organized. We have like our stuff in a container, and she doesn't care not taking up as much space as me. She's just like, I want to pack with you.
So it kind of goes to show the different personalities and the different people, how they structure how they're going to pack. Then you add Ellie, who likes to do it with you. You guys are getting along great with your packing. Drews literally has a carry-on with a pair of swimsuit trunks in it and maybe a basketball with some basketball shoes, and I think he's ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. That's like his whole outfit. If he could, he'd wear that the whole entire time. But for me, I'm very organized. I like to have my stuff and keep it in my little area. And it gets me a little annoyed sometimes when I see Bella and she takes up the whole room.
Yeah, so I think I probably should have packed with Ellie because she doesn't really care if I take up 2/3.
Well, and so I don't know if you guys travel a lot with your family. Going with us it's quite an adventure with a family of 8. And plus we're taking our small golden doodle Molly with us on the plane. You would think we're leaving for at least a year the way we are planning right now. It's only 4 weeks, but we're packed quite a bit. But I always laugh because maybe this is how your household is. Everybody's personality and how they like to do it is different. And when they were younger, we could do it just the way mom wanted to do it. But now at this point, the dynamics of everybody has taught me so much. The cool thing is in the end, we always rock it. And we do so well when we travel together. But the planning that goes into it to make it all come together really takes skill. I feel
Right.
like.
It definitely takes lots of conversations. Like mom and dad will sit down with us and be like, guys, this is how it's going to go. We don't want to repeat ourselves a lot of times, but this is how it's going to go. So you guys know. And then they explain it to us. So they're not just like, go with the flow and follow along. They're like, okay, we're going to explain this to you. And then we don't know all the details yet. So just follow us from there.
Right. So especially when they were younger, Greg and I were very much in control of every situation, especially at the planning, but then also at the airports when we had so many young children and there are a lot of people around and anything could happen. So we would take a lot of time to talk to the kids on what the expectation of their behavior would be as we were, going through the airport to getting on a plane, to going to get the rental car, to doing all the things. And I think because of that, vacation for us has been fun. But it didn't always start out that way. At one point, Greg and I did not have a structured way of doing things. And by the time we got somewhere, we almost regretted going on the trip because it took so much effort to just kind of pick up the pieces to things we hadn't thought about. So if you're thinking about planning on trips with your family, especially when they're younger, my suggestion is to make sure that you're having these conversations on how we're going to handle the different situations, from the packing to getting to the airport to at the airport, because it's so crazy at the airports, to, on the plane. I mean, the way we even decide who sits with who is super important in our family.
Yeah, we get everything put together. We're going to figure out who's going to sit where. We're going to figure out where we are when we're walking through the airport because it's so busy. Normally, it's mom's the leader and dad's in the back so he can steer everybody and making sure everything's going good. Normally, it's like Hunter's going to be holding mom's hand or in a stroller, and the kids are going to be holding mom's hand as well. So mom has 3 kids holding each other's hands, and dad's because Bella and Crissy looking around in the whole airport, and dad's like, come on, you got to get in the front here. So we always have this thing, and we set a pace of where we're going. We're telling, like last night, we were talking about our whole trip, and we were talking about some questions that we had about it because it's different because we're bringing Molly. We've never taken Molly or a dog on a plane where we're sitting before. We've taken them underneath the plane, but never where we are. So taking Molly will be definitely a stretch because we've never done it before like this. And I'm super excited because I love dogs and I get her as my carry-on. So
Right. So with that, we are excited though. Florida's going to be amazing. And anybody that lives in the warm weather in the winter, I'm sure you appreciate it so much because after a while, the cold does get to you. But I will tell you, one of the coolest things we're doing is when we are there, though, is taking the time to enjoy each other. When we do go on vacations and stuff like that, there's going to always be an element of work to it because that's what we do. But how excited are we to have some family time the first week that we get there?
Yes, I am so excited. It's going to be so fun. We're just going to be able to sleep in, do our thing because we're homeschooled and us 3 girls here already got ahead of our math for all of Florida. So that's another beauty of homeschool. And another thing about having conversations with your kids, especially when they're young, just tell them the straightforward thing that they need to do. Don't bother them with all the details because then they're not going to remember everything because their minds are still developing. But they're going to just tell them okay, guys, you are expected to stay in line, stay in front of daddy, but behind mom. And this is who you're sitting next to in the plane. And don't try to ask me complicated questions. And then they'll remember that. For instance, that's just an example, but give them the straightforward of what they need to do and what they shouldn't do.
Right. Anything you want to add, Belle?
I feel like that's something we really go over is even before car trips and any kind of trips, we are always like, okay, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to draw out a sheet. Here's the seats that we have on the plane. This is who you're sitting next to. You're going to sit on the aisle seat or the window seat, whatever it is, so that when you're in the airplane, you're not arguing at 5 a.m. in the morning. And then it's just it's no fun. So then just to keep things calm and smooth, we just go over all that kind of stuff and okay, so this trip we're gonna share carry-ons with this person and you're gonna sit next to this person and that kind of stuff. So it just really keeps us organized and flowing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times too, the kids will ask can you just tell us what's going on so that they too aren't nervous. Sometimes when you're going on different trips, it can be nerve-wracking, whether you're in a car ride or whether you're on a plane, hey, I just want to know what to expect, what's going on, and so even if it's in a car ride, great. How long are we probably going to be in the car before we stop for the night? Or how long is the layover for the plane trip, or what's the trip look like? What time will we arrive? So that we can anticipate it. Sometimes just going over the basics with the kids, even when they were young, and explaining it, maybe not in time, but even first we're going to get on right after you wake up. And then we're probably going to eat breakfast on the plane. And then during lunch, we'll probably be able to go to a restaurant. And then by dinner, we'll be at the hotel, and it's that way they can just anticipate what the flow of the day is going to be like.
Yeah, it's very helpful knowing what's going to go on because then we can expect what's going to happen and we can know exactly what is expected of us. We know exactly what's going to go on because if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what you're doing, how do you get to where you want to go? So it's we set a schedule of what we're going to do because it really helps our family.
Mm-hmm. And I think too, at the end of the night, one of the things we learned again the hard way is we used to plan so once we get there, let's go do this, this, and this for the evening. But now, whenever we get somewhere, the first night is what?
Chill. And the second day's mostly chill because with so many of us, there's so much to unpack. I mean, that 2 weeks of packing needs a little bit to unpack.
But it's true. We try to do our schedule so that there's enough downtime because just like everybody else, when you are bombarded with a bunch of closeness and never get a chance to step away and have a moment to yourself, you need that kind of time. Mm-hmm. And whether it's to spread out and everybody kind of, does their own thing for a while or, get some space, that's what we need because being able to reset yourself is so important.
Yeah, what we usually do once we get to a hotel or a rental house or whatever it is, mom's like, okay, you guys just grab a book from your bag and everyone spread out, go read wherever you want to, and let's just have an hour of chilling.
Mm-hmm.
And also another important thing to know is that without any known expectations of how you want your kids to behave, there's no order. And without any known order, there is no known expectations. So you need to have that order and have those expectations so that they know what's going on.
Yeah, so good. I love it. Well, hopefully we gave you guys a couple tips of how it's going to go. Next week when we are podcasting, we'll be podcasting in sunny Florida. But, I'll just tell you, I think one of the coolest things that we do as a family is have so much fun when we do travel and explore new areas. Like having the memories with our children, even after the amount of work we have to put into it sometimes to do all the traveling plans, is always worth it. We have had so much fun in the last 14 years of different adventures in different areas of the world. And it is so neat to be able to do that together and figure out what works best for us. And these were just a couple of tips that we hope helps your family awesome.
Yep, great.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.